What's up, folks? This is the Doug Rice Show. My name is, in fact, Doug Rice. Welcome to the show, folks. I got one for you today. Yes, sirree, Bob. I have had this one pent up in the mental annals, just floating about, bouncing all throughout my brain, nearly driving me insane. Yes, folks, we're going to dive right in. First, let me give all praises to the Most High God of all creation. I hope you had a wonderful Sabbath in the Negro Nation. This is the Doug Rice Show. Welcome. Please be sure to like, subscribe to the show, as you can see down there. Hit that like button, hit the share button, subscribe, hit the notification bell for as much good as it does. I cannot tell. I know the numbers will be small. I know the folks who listen to me are not an numerous group, and that's okay, as long as somebody's in the loop. All right, folks, how you doing? Yes, sirree, it's me back again for another soiree into the depths of information. And let me say, today is going to be a day. We're going to go into it. I am going to get you through it. I'm going to talk about these Hebrew Israelite camps. Yeah, folks, Hebrew Israelite camps. And I guess the title, One Negro's Opinion, kind of gives you an indication as to what is about to follow. And that is exactly that, an opinion obtained by experience that I've had recently. I'm going to tell the story, and I'm going to try to tell it right, tell it from the beginning, so you don't lose sight of the facts as they stand regarding these camps, man. These camps are something. I had no idea. I had been avoiding camps like the plague. Let me tell you why. I didn't come into this truth via camp. I did not discover the awakening through a group of individuals who, in my mind, have gathered valuable information and locked themselves in a room walking about in circles. And in that enclosed space, they are spiritually giving themselves monoxide poisoning. High off the titillation, the ego-driven aggravation, the frustration Negroes feel, and the vengeance that they have will not heal. These folks are a bit bent. Let me just say, while I relent, they are an interesting group. Listen, here's what happened. Met a guy, acquaintance of an individual on Facebook, okay? I am'd me one day, got into a conversation as folks tend to do. I brush off most stupidity with expert precision. But I chose to give this brother some of my time, and that was my decision. Oh, you like that? That sounds good. I like that too. That's this desk goes up and down. So further interaction with this brother, caused me to give him support financially, very small amount. I know I asked for support, and so I should not be averse to offering it, even when you don't have it. You try, because you would hope somebody would help you in a reverse circumstance. And so it got us to talking, interacting, intermingling with thoughts, ideations, and I got the understanding he was a part of the camp nation. This is how he got edified. This is how he got enjoined into the awakening. And understand, I've just got a very perfunctory, offhanded association with those folks in the camp nation, as I call it. And there's a reason for that. And I've discovered that. I discovered that almost immediately. And it was a very quick lesson to learn. Let me tell you some of the things that I had to come across. One of the things that kind of bothered me was an inability to have a conversation outside any scriptural reference. Now, I am one that calls the Bible the apex of informational assistance. I mean, if you want to lean on something, lean on scripture, and I mean all of them, not just the ones chosen by the Edomites and their sons. No, I'm not talking about just that. I'm talking about even beyond the Ethiopian Bible. I'm talking about all scriptures, and beyond that, comparative writings and comparative knowledge that dovetail, challenge what you believe without fracturing that foundation. That's a welcome attribute given to us by God Almighty, the ability to think, to process thought and idea. And I tried to do so with these young men. I did. I had a good conversation with them. But when it get into the weeds of what these individuals pass amongst each other as truth, what you discover they believe might make you hit the roof. And I kid you not. Now, first things first, if it makes sense, I'm all for it. If it is nonsensical, I question it. And if it continues not to make sense, I refuse it. And that comes with all things, as the Creator has told us to reason all things out, to use the brains that He gave you and not simply take things at face value. Faith, though that assured expectation, everything is to be investigated. And with these individuals, some of the things that they pass back and forth really shocked the hell out of me. I kid you not. Some of it I tend to agree with. I'm not closed-minded on the belief that there may be Negroes scattered throughout the earth because, well, that's what the scriptures say. But some folks say that there were Hebrews here before the supposed white man got here. And I'm not close to that idea. But you see, folks, I'm not talking about them right now. This is what I tried to explain to these brothers. I'm not. We spend so much time on information that is of no consequence these days. We talk about things that don't have the true relevance needed to protect yourselves under the current circumstances that we face. I find so many brothers are looking behind them, trying to move forward toward salvation. I wonder that they might stumble and step over something that blocks their way. I do. But back to what I have to say, it's an odd thing to discover after interacting with an individual that they, in fact, have absolutely no goddamn sense. I'll say that again. It's an odd thing to talk to somebody over an extended period of time to suddenly discover that they are out of their mind. Now, let me give you a case in point here. One of the things that these individuals prescribe is complete and total destruction of Edomites, and I'm in agreement with that. I also know that there are Gentiles told to cling to Negroes for salvation. Now, these individuals will tell you in the camp nation that though the Gentiles are instructed to cling to Negroes, in the end, they will all be destroyed. And let me just tell you, folks, when they say that, some of them sound overjoyed. Now, I don't serve a mad God. I've posted that in my posts. I posted it on my Facebook. I posted that elsewhere. And it just doesn't seem reasonable to me that the Creator would extend the offer to those who believe that Negroes are chosen and set apart of God and then to be destroyed. To me, that sounds odd. And when I asked about that particular belief, not to any of my relief, these brothers told me, if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't have to. You don't understand that God does what He wants. I understand that God does what He wants. But it appears that the God I serve has given play-by-play reasoning for everything that He has done and has not left anything to wonder. except those things that are outside of our ability to see physically, of course. But anything that manifests itself on this earthly plane, you can believe the Most High in his activities will make his intent plain. And I, again, in not serving a mad God, will not believe for an instant that I cannot make sense of anything that God chooses to do when it comes to these beings. Do you? Here's the issue, man. You can't fall back on if it doesn't make sense to you, it doesn't have to God. No. That's not how creation works. That's not how he's put together what I interact with every day. There is logic and reasoning and reasonability and measure and balance in all things that the Creator has put in play. And for you to tell me not only that these individuals who cling to Negroes, who are told that the people will bring them, that they will be hand servants and handmaids and servants, and these individuals who took the step of faith toward believing Negroes were who they said they are, their reward at the end of it all will be a destruction. That doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, I don't believe it. And that's it. Now, we got past that. I think we got past that, and I hope you understand. I'm not reading comments because I have to keep my train of thought. You guys talk amongst yourselves, please. So we got beyond that. We got beyond his belief that, despite God offering salvation to Gentiles, they'll be destroyed anyway. That's total bullshit. I don't believe that. Okay. We got into the realm of what will happen to the other nations. And so he made me understand through his explanation that he thought the rest of the nations would serve Negroes through eternity. Now, look, folks, I understand God said the nations are but spittle. I understand that, but God says a lot of things. You know what I mean? God says a lot of things. It's odd that you folks talk about how he considered the nation spittle, but don't really pay attention that he wanted to destroy your asses as well, and thought hard about wiping us all out. I ain't holding that against him. He told Cain when he slew Abel, you'll wander forever, never getting peace. And eventually Cain, hey, God, give me a break. And he said, go on over there and sit down and be quiet. Like any parent pissed off at a child, angry, and said at the time, the sentence will be a life spent in your room against a wall with the light off forever. And after an hour or two, you have what? Mercy. Don't tell me that all of these Gentiles will be absolutely destroyed when it is a fact that God is giving some thought to forgiving those spirit creatures that turned against him. Read your Bible. Do not tell me that these individuals who truly accept their position as Gentiles, understanding their forefathers told them lies. I have seen them giving prophecy, giving their own witness, if you will, to that fact on videos and images still. And they're all over the world. I know everybody remembers that Israeli guy that said, hey, you Negroes need to come home. Israel is your home. Come home. You are the true Jews. Or what? You mean his effort, our God just used? You're telling me that individual who believes to his heart, listen, when they express it openly and outwardly, they can't take that back. I don't care what you do, what you say. It's just like that. So this one, thing regarding their fate was something I say, okay, that's what you believe. But when you tell me that the rest of the nations, all the nations are going to expend their entire eternal existence doing nothing but being slaves, God says that he is opening up his hands and satisfying the desire of every living thing. So please don't contradict the Most High through your own ego and avarice and whatever eccentricities you suffer whatever need for revenge that you have, please don't attribute that to the God that I serve, claiming you serve the same, because my God and the God I serve is not insane. Now, it didn't stop there, folks. I mean, it got heated. You guys know how I get. If you watched Sister E yesterday, you know, I'm a bit flighty. All right, I'm a little skittish. Fine, whatever you want to call it. I'm just not pretentious, and I don't let shit slide by me. That's just me. So the situation got a little bit out of hand. You know, we got, these are camp clowns now. I'm working with folks that just don't want to cooperate mentally. They are literally in opposition to common sense and right thinking. Now, here's where the thing really got stinking. We started talking about who your father was and in relationship to you being a Hebrew, and I was not in disagreement with that fact, and I thought he knew. But in trying to dovetail a point into the point he was making biblically, I began to talk about XY chromosomes. I began to talk about the father's chromosomes and the mother's chromosomes. This man stopped me talking about white man science. And I literally thought I was talking to a buffoon at that moment. Now, I said, hold on, brother. You are now telling me that the white man's science is no longer even up for discussion when we talk about things. I understand the Bible is the authority, but there are some things that might tend to agree with what you're, if it's white man science, I don't want to talk about it. Well, I can't talk with idiots. I just can't talk with people that just can't talk back and have conversation claiming that they're able to do so. So that's when things degraded generally, because I now understand as things kind of went south, that there is absolutely no movement on their ignorance regarding what they believe. They have, again, put themselves in the position of discovering a thing. This is what I coined it. You've discovered something and you've determined that this is all there is, and now you have locked yourself in a room with that thing, and you walk around in circles, inviting others who might stumble upon the door you've closed to open it, step in, and do what the hell you're doing. You see, that's cult bullshit. I couldn't move this dude an inch, and what's bothering me the most, I think, what's got me most upset is that I extended myself to this individual and realized at that moment I had made a mistake. And, my kindness for weakness is something people take. Not without me saying something. It's just an interesting interaction with these clowns. Now, look, I noticed that camps and the creation of camps, and the reason I take the stance I do regarding camps is that they divide the nation. We are a singularity of purpose, one family of Negroes, one family with 12 camps amongst us. And if these camps were who they say they were in representing Negroes and Latinos and natives and Hispanics, then the tribe of Gad would be compartmentalized as a singularity of the collective 12 tribes. The tribe of Issachar would not intermingle with the tribe of Gad, would not intermingle with the tribe of Judah, would not, because that's, as I see it, how they had it in those days. And if you're going to go on with your make-believe, your made-up plays, then at least have the decency to do it the right way. Don't play the game of tribes and camps and then, really not doing it. Look, man, here's the problem. And we went over this too, this brother and I, okay? We went over this too. We had a group call, and on the call was a guy, I guess he considers Issachar, a Mexican dude. Now, I consider these individuals of European descent cut through by Spaniards not to be the friends of Negroes. Same with the Native American who cussed me out in the middle of the day, calling me the N-word in every way until the police came and took her away. I don't understand the inclusion, the intrusion, the delusion. I don't get it. So, I was courteous on the call, but I took note that there was someone there of not Negro persuasion. And after the call, I made it known to him, I am not a fan of the 12-tribe chart. That is camp association. It's about as smelly as a fart. I don't like that nonsense. I don't include other nations in Negro business. That's just me. We got into that conversation as well. So the culmination of all of this has really put in my mind the final nail in the coffin. I mean, it's just it's beyond reason that you can learn anything without in some point in your life being isolated. And what they've done with these camps is, in my opinion, the gang banging mentality that they produce has them snatching the youth into this, into whatever it is they've put together. And like any cult, first, in a gang, they beat you into the gang, right? That's how they put you on. Well, in this respect, what they do is they beat you mentally into the camp. And before you can be accepted in the camp, you have to accept everything that they've said, taught, and believed, even against your better common sense. And the misogyny and the sexism and the treatment of women and the graft and the corruption and the crime, all of the same garbage that organizations led by egotistical men who want to lead men in their 20s and 30s to fulfill whatever desire they have. It all ends poorly. Eventually, as you get older, you grow what they call the fuck up. Now, look, I grew up differently, certainly than most Negroes that most Negroes might know, but I still experienced everything Negroes experienced, just so. And so it didn't take me joining anything to become awakened. And I'm not disparaging those that have become awake coming through camps. I just know that that's a goddamn phase. That's what I'm telling you. As much as you might like the common ground and congregation of those types of organizations, I don't see the real advantation, if that's a word, to standing on street corners and yelling at folks that ain't interested in what you got to say, minding their damn business. That's damn near assault. You want to get to these white folks, go quietly and deftly and tactfully in their orbit and dispense the knowledge that they so desperately need to survive. But I tell you right now, and I don't know that you folks do this, you camp folks that exact that kind of punishment on the population. I don't think you understand that the first impression is the lasting impression. And if you put yourself in the place of the nations, and I know you don't care, you want to make an impact on their psyche, and you're sitting yelling there. And the first thing these folks must think of is you got to be out of your damn mind. There's absolutely no way there's any truth they might find. Well, this is what I'm here to say today, folks. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it because this was more of an impromptu thing. If you follow me on Facebook, if you follow me anywhere, you'll see I'm a hair trigger when it comes to defending anything that I say, because I've worked hard to make sure what I say is exactly what I mean. And when I see that other brothers have read, seen what I've seen, they tend to want to try to reach out and correct and adjust my trajectory. That shit pisses me off. So today you got this show about camps. I ain't mention anybody by name, no camps, just camps specifically, the atmosphere, the attitude, the energy. That's what I don't appreciate. I'm grown. And after you have grown up and eventually drift away from organization and deal with yourself as you tend to do when you get older, hopefully that camp experience will just be a bad memory. You can look over your shoulder. All right, folks, that's about it. I only do about 30-minute shows now because, well, I can upload the show to TikTok and put it there and have folks look. I don't do this so that folks can look necessarily, but I want to get on as many platforms as possible. Plus, I got to tell you, as I get older, my voice tends to start to give out at about 30 minutes because I put so much into what I do. Let me tell you as well, thank you for tuning in. I thank you for my close and longtime supporters. Of course, Tina is still out there doing her thing. Katrina, the woman who made it really sing. Of course, we got Paul Patan. Shout out to Paul Patan, the man. And of course, Spitz. Oh my God, I'm hoping I don't get the vocal shits. Oh man. Well, everyone knows who they are. It's just that I can't forget, unfortunately. I will get there. I'm not even going to get off the air until I remember everyone. Paul Patan, and there's another P in there. Oh, it just escapes me, but I'll remember next time. Thanks so much for tuning in, folks. Please be sure to like, subscribe, share. And if you have not, I'll say it again. If you've not looked at Sister E, and you've not looked at TL Ministries, and you've not looked at Big Judah. I like Big Judah a lot. He's got a lot to say. A wonderful scholar, I got to say. He really is. I should be the last stop. The Doug Rice Show should be the last stop. I'm just here to entertain and give you a show. That's about it, just so you know. Thanks again, folks, keeping this under 30. But at least my language wasn't as dirty. Oh, there we go. All right, folks, I'm out of here. Like, subscribe, and please do share. You are a great supportive audience. I do this for those who listen, and hopefully the next show you won't be missing. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye now.